go down to the White House and start acting to do something about it. And the old assumptions about the situation our country is facing right now are no longer valid, some of them. But first of all, before I talk about these crises and about the challenges that we face, I want to talk just a minute about you and this experience. I started by talking about what a great opportunity it is for you to talk with one another, but I want to talk about what a great opportunity it is for each of you personally. This is a chance to observe and to learn, but it's much more than that if you choose to take advantage of this opportunity. I was told a story a long time ago about a young man, a young woman, who had to walk across a desert landscape strewn with boulders and cut with deep ravines, and it was a long journey they had to make, and so they started walking, and they were careful where they put their feet because the rocks were loose at places and they had to keep their footing. And after a while they realized that they had walked into a ravine that deepened, and soon they were in a box canyon and they had to turn around and come back out, and they wasted time. Soon they came upon a giant boulder larger than the others, and they decided to climb up on top of that boulder and look way toward the horizon. And from that vantage point, they were able to get a good sense of the lay of the land and see where other ravines could be avoided. And the path was not exactly straight, but they were able to make out the best path to reach their destination. In the days of your lives, you naturally pay careful attention to putting one foot in front of the other and taking daily steps toward doing your work and trying to learn and all of the rest. This is an opportunity these days for you, with your heart as well as your head, emotionally and spiritually, to climb up on top of this vantage point of an extraordinary experience that doesn't come around except once every couple of centuries. And enjoy the moment and learn from it, but actively participate in looking toward the horizon of your own lives. What path are you going to take? Toward what destination? What goals will you choose? You don't have to choose them today or tomorrow. You don't have to decide what profession you're going to go into or anything like that immediately, but this is an unprecedented chance for you to get on the high ground and look at what your life means and what you would like it to stand for. Now, some of you will hear the words I just spoke, and they may be like water off a duck's back. Maybe you're not ready to hear that. But some of you, I hope, will hear those words the way they're intended. This is a great opportunity for you. This is really a time for you to form some deep feelings and commitments about making a difference in your lives. If I had the time, I would tell you a dozen different stories about young people who I've seen make a huge difference in our entire country because they felt passionately about something they knew was right, and they took the time to learn about it, and they then got involved, and they wouldn't take no for an answer, and they made a difference. I've seen it happen. I've seen laws passed by the Congress and signed by the President because initially one young person figured something out, felt very strongly about it, knew they were right, and took the time to learn how to advocate and make a difference. Whatever profession you get into, whatever work you decide to do, whatever experiences you carve out for your lives, become involved election and this inauguration, especially tomorrow, is proof that democracy can lift our spirits and make us better than we thought we could be. This inauguration tomorrow is an electrifying redemption of the revolutionary promise that all people are created equal. A lot of people said this could happen. When John F. Kennedy was inaugurated, soon after, he asked that generation of Americans to undertake an audacious undertaking. He set a goal for our country to land a person on the moon and bring that person back safely within 10 years. It's hard to imagine now how impossible that felt at the time. 10 years? But they started. And then 8 years and 2 months later, it didn't even take 10 years, 8 years and 2 months later, Neil Armstrong put his foot on the surface of the moon. As he did so, in that exact moment, in Houston, Texas, in the control room, in Mission Control, a big cheer went up. And the systems engineers in that control room in Houston, Texas, who had made that mission possible, had an average age of 26, which means that when President Kennedy